Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated economist here. So the other day I put out a video talking about the border wall, and I had theorized that the government shutdown had a lot to do with the hiding of data about the economy, because the Department of Commerce is shut down from releasing the data that investors in the Federal Reserve use to, to either form their policies or make the decisions on what to do with their investments. And right now, the Department of Commerce will be shut down during the government shutdown from releasing any data. And I theorized that it's not, the government shutdown wasn't just about the wall, but, had to do with numerous things. And this could possibly be one of them, was this shutting down of the Commerce Department to hide the data. And then I came across this article that I was reading. This one came out of NBC News, and it was titled, "House Democrats Now Asking Questions About the Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin." And the very first paragraph in this says that Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has agreed to deliver a classified briefing to the U.S. House lawmakers on Thursday on his recent decisions to lift sanctions on companies linked to the Russian oligarch. Okay. And then it goes in to talk about this connection, about, whether or not Trump and his family and different, just different relations with the Russians and these Russian companies and stuff. And I found the article, pretty interesting for the most part. But then what I found that I wanted to come out and tell you guys about was a couple of different things that were stated in here that I found just incredibly telling, and kind of goes back to what that video about the wall that I was talking about. And this is what it says here. Among other things, Mnuchin oversees the Treasury Department's Financial Crime Enforcement Unit, which maintains a database for law enforcement officials to combat money laundering and financial crimes. Yet he hasn't responded to inquiries from the Financial Service Committee Democrats over the past 2 years about what they say potentially suspicious financial dealings of the president, his family, and his campaign associates, Democrat aides say. And then it goes on to say, the very last thing it says in this article, it says, now the Treasury, oops, darn it. Let me bring it back up here. And it says in the very last article here, sorry guys, I just left the page here. Let me get back into it. It says here now, the Treasury Department, which ordinarily would be in position to address the NBC News question, is one of the agencies affected by the partial government shutdown. The department did not respond to repeated questions for the government or for the comment. So now the Treasury Department isn't completely shut down, but I imagine they're like what their PR section is. So they're not talking with the press. So they're not releasing data as well. So now you got the Department of Commerce not releasing data, and apparently the Treasury is not going to be releasing data, and they don't release the data to the inquiries on whether or not there was some questionable dealings with the Russians and whatnot. So I'm going to post this link to this article in the description for you guys. I thought I would just kind of bring that one up since it kind of had to relate to do with that other video that I had put out, and I found it quite interesting. The other thing I wanted to also mention to you, that if you guys wanted to follow me on Telegram, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Telegram, but Telegram is a messaging service that is it's quite nice. I've been using it for a couple of years now, and it's an encrypted messaging service, which is nice, so that all your messages are safe. But then it has channels and groups, and it's a lot of fun. They're a very growing big community on the Telegram, and you start seeing it a lot more out there. I mean, I see a lot of links to Telegram now. So anyway, you can follow me. I'll put the link down there so you know how to find me on Telegram, and then also Twitter. So I just got I've had it open for a little bit, but I'm gonna try and be a little more active on Twitter. So if you guys are Twitterers out there, I don't know how to. I'm not real familiar with Twitter, so I'm learning right now about Twitter. Anyway, Uneducated Economist, thank you very much, guys. Talk to you later.